In times of trouble, what are the most valuable resources a country can have? The answers may vary, but two things always top the list: food and energy. Looking at the energy issue, the U.S. is exporting oil to China. As a net petroleum exporter, 7% of U.S. oil exports went to China last year. Only 3 countries bought more oil from the U.S. than China did: Mexico, Canada, and India. Right now, China is the world's largest oil importer. The country has dramatically increased its oil imports over the past 2 decades. Back then, China's oil imports were at approximately the same level as other developing countries like India. But in 2017, China's imports surpassed U.S. levels, and Beijing became the world's leading importer. And that growth from 2015 to 2019 amounts to over 40% of the world's total. But that's not all. The pandemic boosted that import ramp up even more. Starting late 2019, China's crude oil imports saw significant growth, totaling over 7% compared to the previous year. As for where China's getting that oil, Saudi Arabia, Russia, and Iraq were among its top sources in 2020. But last year's numbers saw a shakeup. 2021 was the first year in decades that China's oil imports actually declined. According to Chinese customs data released early January, imports dropped by almost 5.5%. What was behind the decline? China's official report cited China's consolidation of private refineries for the drop. The report also noted rising crude oil prices as the world is slowly stepping out of the pandemic shadow. But the Japanese media outlet Nikkei explains the drop differently. It says the lowered import figures reflect the decline in fuel demand amid the lockdown, coupled with slowed car sales due to low domestic demand. While China has become the world's largest crude oil importer, the title of world's largest oil consumer still goes to the U.S. The United States consumes nearly 20 million barrels a day. For comparison, China consumes just over 12 million barrels a day, ranking second after the U.S.